This is the second part of my writing on Garden of the Secret. If you haven't heard the introduction yet, please go check that out first. I've translated some of the poems and I'll share them with you first. Then I'll offer some interpretations. I suggest you take these in slowly, in a calm, unhurried, and attentive way, and contemplate the meaning as you go.
The first part of the Garden of the Secret, the Preface. In the name of that which thought the soul to think, and illuminated the lamp of heart with light of the soul, by his merit both worlds became luminous. By his grace Adam's soil became a garden. The mighty one, who in a moment created from A and Z both worlds, once M of his might blew into the quill. Thousands of patterns appeared from nothing. From that breath were created both worlds, and from that breath manifested life in man. Manifested in man intelligence and discernment, which enabled him to understand all things. Once man saw himself as an individual, questioned and thought, "What am I?" From individuality traveled he to unity, and looked at the universe with a new perception. He saw that this universe of diversity is truly one that appears as many. Universe commanded and created from one breath. That breath that came in was the same that went out. In truth, there is no place for coming and going. If you look, you'll see that coming is nothing but going. Everything returned to its origin. Everything manifest or unmanifest became one. The Almighty Ancient One, who, with one breath, can start and end both worlds. Here, universe was created as one. One became many, and many became one. All the division that you see is out of your illusion, as a dot may look like a circle when circulating high speed. In this path, the realized masters are protectors and guides. In this path, the realized masters have talked about their origin. When they realized their own greatness, they talked about knower and known. One drowned in the ocean of unity and said, "I am God." Another talked about dimensions and details of the ship. One only acquired the superficial knowledge. So he talked about the beach and dry land. One got the shell. One passed through it and got the pearl. One talked about forms and names, explained the wine, candle, and witness. One talked about his existence. One talked about rituals and idol worship. As opinions became so many, people became confused. If one is wondering about all these, must understand what it means.
Let's now talk about the meaning. Instead of writing a line-to-line interpretation, I'll try to explain the whole thing. Whether you are an atheist or a theist or whatever you call yourself, almost everyone agrees on one thing, that some intelligence created this world and created us. That intelligence created this universe, which is so vast, so sophisticated, so limitless, that even if it were limited and the whole of humanity spent millions of years researching it, we still couldn't understand a minuscule fraction of it. That very same intelligence installed a unique intelligence in man, one that lets him analyze and understand things to a certain limit, of course. Unlike animals, humans have been given a unique type of intelligence for understanding things, especially when it comes to realizing themselves. This doesn't mean the self, soul, God, Buddha nature, call it what you like, can be realized by thinking about it. It means humans are the only species that carry the dormant capability to realize their true nature. What is your true nature? Let me tell you. Nope, I can't tell you. Nobody can tell you. Even if someone told you, it would only become a belief in your head, and beliefs won't take you anywhere. Direct perception and experience of truth does. There's a difference between intellectualizing something and experiencing it. Direct perception is the fruit of experience. Belief is not. When we talk about spirituality, what we are really talking about is experiencing spirit. So what is spirit? Something subtler than matter. Something that can't be seen by human eyes. Because it isn't the object, it's the subject. It's your real you. You can't see yourself the same way you see and understand objects and people. In this context, the great Sufi Abu Sa'id has a beautiful poem.
I asked him, "Why are we apart?" He said, "There's a reason I can say. I'm your eyes. No wonder you don't see. I am your soul. No one sees the soul."
Only by direct perception of your true nature can you know it. This isn't done by looking at something objectively. It's done by experiencing your true nature through spiritual practice and meditation. And probably not the kind of meditation someone with a weekend yoga certificate is teaching at your local class or on YouTube. Anyway, that intelligence that created the worlds and gave man the ability to see things better than other creatures is also present in man's own heart in the form of light. And once we connect to the light in the temple of the heart, the spiritual experience begins. That intelligence is the light that makes the eyes see, the ears hear, the tongue taste, and the body move. Without that light, nothing can be realized or experienced. Since it is limitless, it is not bound by the laws of this universe, not by time, not by space. That's why Shabestari says,
"The mighty one, who in a moment created from A and Z both worlds, once M of his might blew into the quill. Thousands of patterns appeared from nothing."
A quick note on the imagery here, because it's even more beautiful in the original. Where I've rendered it A and Z, Shabestari actually wrote Kaf and Nun, the two letters that spell Kun, the divine command be. The entire universe is God simply saying be, and it is. And that is the very first thing that the divine pen wrote, the first ripple of the one becoming the many. Creation isn't a factory grinding away over ages, it's a single word breathed once. And that drowned one in the poem who cried, "I am God," that wasn't arrogance. That was Mansur al-Hallaj who shouted, "Al-Hallaj, I am the truth," and was brutally executed for it. The drop had simply dissolved into the ocean and forgotten it was ever separate. When the you is gone, only God remains to say I. The Creator's light, the energy of creation, created the whole universe and man. And not only that, it gave man the ability to understand and discern things, to tell good from bad, and to use that discernment as a tool to go beyond the limits of ordinary human experience. This ability of discernment is mentioned again and again in mysticism, and especially in yoga and Vedanta. It's known by the Sanskrit word Viveka. It's considered a necessary quality, one that must be developed if you want to grasp the highest truth of existence. Viveka has a layered meaning, but generally it means differentiating untruth from truth, the real from the unreal. So what is untruth? This isn't about verbal truth, telling lies, and so on. In all the spiritual traditions, Hinduism, Buddhism, Yoga, Vedanta, Taoism, Sufism, and the list goes on, this mundane experience is considered transitory and impermanent. In Sanskrit, it's called Maya, illusion. Just like a rope in the dark can look like a snake and nearly give you a heart attack, Viveka is the light that lets you tell the snake from the rope. And that rope and snake, by the way, is the very same image Adi Shankaracharya used to show how we mistake the passing world for something solid and real. Modern science agrees, in its own language. What we experience as the world isn't really what's out there, it's the data our senses hand to us. For some animals, the world is black and white. Some don't see with eyes at all, but by other means entirely. Our senses just translate vibration and feed us data in different ways. The world is a play of energy. For more on the science of this, look into Dr. David Eagleman's work on the brain. So Viveka basically means being spiritual smart. It doesn't mean you have to become a monk and stop doing anything worldly, which is basically impossible anyway. It means you should prioritize the spiritual goal over the mundane ones. Why? Because worldly experience is transitory and impermanent. It won't last. Things and people are all temporary. Attachment to them brings suffering, and in the end, you can't take any of it with you. Jesus explained Viveka in his own symbolic way.
Don't store up treasures here on earth, where moths eat them and rust destroys them, and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moths and vermin do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also.
Viveka, in a way, means being smart enough to know what the most worthwhile thing is, and then spending your energy on the highest goal. The ability to discriminate the low value from that which has the highest value. That is the real power of discernment. And what has the highest value? Self-realization and freedom. The goal of all true spiritual teaching is to help a human being know his true nature and become free. Free from suffering and free from the cycle of birth and death.